All right, welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I'm Mike Scott, joined now by Doug Davis. GreyWater Recycling Systems is what we're going to be chatting about. Doug, we're in a drought.
Yes, we are.
And we're wasting a lot of water.
A lot
you think
of water.
You can save some of it?
I know I can save some of it. I can save up to 50%, up to upwards to 70% in some applications for the homeowner. And, of course, we can get into commercial applications. That's something that we're going to be doing down the road. We started the company back in November of last year, and we filed our patent for our system. We're up and running now. We have investors that came on board, and we finalized our design for our system. And now we're working on our third-party certifications. So with organizations like IAPMO, for example, is the International Association of Plumbing Mechanical Officials, kind of a long name, but IAPMO is actually who's in charge along with a couple other organizations, but they're responsible for writing the plumbing code. And so we want to make sure that our system adheres to the codes, to the Universal Plumbing Code, so that if a developer were to install our system and go out and do some pre-plumbing in a subdivision, they know that the inspector is going to be able to sign off on our system and not have any problems there.
Just so everybody's clear, right now, the water you use in your house, it all goes... Sorry, Billy. It all goes into the sewage.
Right.
Under the current system. You
Correct.
change that so some of that water can be reused.
Absolutely. Yeah, we want to collect everything in the house that's not black water. So we want to collect the shower, the bathtub, the sinks where it makes feasible sense, from the developer standpoint when they're plumbing. But we want to collect the laundry water. We want to take all that water. We can also bring in rain capture. We can bring in AC condensation. We can bring that all into our system, treat it, filter it, put it back out for irrigation for use by
water your lawn.
Water your lawn. Now the law says currently you have to do that with drip irrigation, but that's okay. We're reusing the water, right? And we can also, when and where it's allowed, and these are things that are being discussed at the state level now with the committees that are reporting to the Department of Water Resources, is, can we also allow this water to go back into the house for toilet flushing? People don't realize with the repeated use of the toilets, that's eating up 28 to 30% of the water consumption of a household. So it's significant when you multiply that by all the homes throughout California, or throughout the country for that matter. And our company, we're working on projects now. We're being approached by a number of countries internationally. And, we're talking with projects for Africa, Panama, Cuba is opening up now, Spain, various parts of Asia. So we're looking to bring our solutions, not just with GreyWater, but other technologies that we want to bring to market. But we want to do what we can to help the water crisis, because it's much worse on a global scale than people realize. And we're feeling the pain now here in the United States for the first time than we've ever felt before, especially in the southwestern states with the drought going on, primarily here in California. So we're making our headway into the marketplace in California, where it's going to matter most as far as in the United States with the crisis that's going on. We want to have people help to push things forward, like Assembly Bill 585, for example. People are not aware of this Assembly Bill that's on the table that will allow rebates for systems like this, for programs like this. Now, some counties, some cities do offer some rebates. They're nominal fees. We'd like to see those increased. We want to work with communities like Fresno and various other communities throughout the Central Valley so that the planning departments can take a look at what they're doing with the builders when they go to get their permitting for building. I would love to see an incentive in place where, hey, let's waive the connection fee to the municipal water source, or let's cut that fee in half to the builder, so that we can give an incentive for installing a GreyWater recycling system, anything in the way of water conservation. We're in a serious drought. We've got people in serious pain. We've got communities running out of water, and we got to start doing something about it. So we know that with our GreyWater recycling system, we can save upwards to 50 to 70% of the water bill for the homeowner, which is significant here in Fresno, now that you've got water metering coming on board, right? So, or now is in place, is my understanding. Some households here in Fresno are actually under water metering. So that's something that's growing in popularity throughout the state. A lot of people are aware of the mandated water conservation efforts put forth by Governor Brown. So, how can we accomplish that? We have to look at things like GreyWater recycling.
I'm actually amazed that something like the toilet, hasn't had a GreyWater used for years. I mean, you don't need clean water in your toilet.
You know, this is interesting, Mike. Actually, if you look at the plumbing code, it's already in there. You can already run GreyWater back out for irrigation and run it back into the home for toilet use. It's just that it's a jurisdictional issue, and it comes down to the health department and what they can allow, what they would allow and not allow. And currently, there's just a lot of restrictions in bringing that water back into the home. So that's what we're trying to accomplish: is fight the good fight, put incentive programs in place, and start to try and apply some pressure so that maybe even all the way up to the governor's office, that mandates can be put in place, or at least codes can be put in place that will allow this water to be used to its fullest. A lot of communities are starting to implement the usage of GreyWater. The GreyWater recycling on community levels, you might see a large purple piping put in place that's going out to communities to help irrigate public parks, things of that nature. So it is in use. Even in the San Jose airport, for example, they're actually using a full GreyWater system there, and the water being used to flush the toilets there in the airport is GreyWater. So we know that it can be done. We know that it is being done. We just need to see it being done on a wider scale, and we really want to see it being done for all new build construction where it makes sense, for the developers to do so.
I was in Dubai a few months ago, and there were areas there in the desert that were beautifully green, and I'm thinking, what a waste of water in a desert. And I found out they were using GreyWater
Absolutely.
As the irrigation for that. So
Absolutely.
then it made sense.
And there's other technologies out there, too, that can help with the water crisis. I was involved with a company that was manufacturing atmospheric water generators, and it's surprising to me how many people don't know about that technology. So that's something we want to help and try and promote. We're actually getting involved with various projects in the Middle East as well, Dubai in particular. There's a company there that we're in talks with who's in charge of building 100 hotels for the 2020 World Expo that's coming up. So they're looking at our technologies. We want to bring our solutions to places that are really feeling the pain. And for example, in Vietnam, the average age there is about 27 now. It's an alarming rate that people are dying early because of the contaminants in the water. So we want to bring technology there that will help. 1 in every 4 babies are being born with physical birth defects over there, and we got to do something about cleaning up the water, not just in places like that, but in places all over the world for that matter, but especially right here in California, where we can make a difference and help in the water conservation efforts.
All right. So where can folks go to find out more about this?
So if they come to our website, we're GreyWater Recycling Systems Incorporated. So our website is gwrsinc.com, and that's on the screen there. But we have an offer that I want to make that we can talk about for a little bit for the viewers here, kind of a Central Valley Talk special.
Okay.
Maybe we can do that after the next break.
Oh, the next break.
Or do we have a break coming up?
Right now.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and get into that now then. We're going to offer, for our basic system, we actually have 2 systems in one, which makes us appealing to the developers, because now they can have something that's upgradable to the homeowner. We have a system that can go out for irrigation that we talked about, and then they can upgrade to the system that can go back into the house for the toilet flushing if and when where that's allowed. But for our basic system for irrigation, that can also be applied into retrofit situations for existing homes. Even if it's on a permanent foundation, they can at least bring in the laundry source. On a non-permanent foundation, if they're willing to incur those plumbing costs that would be involved, they can tee off from the shower and tubs, tee off from the laundry that we talked about, and maybe feed in the rain capture, feed in the air conditioning condensate, and use that water for irrigation. But for that basic system, that normally retails at $39.95. We're offering a special CentralValleyTalk.com discount of 10%. And much like Tesla cars, how they're taking orders in advance to be able to get to production geared up and running, we're taking deposits of only $150. You can call in or go to our website, get our number, and call in. You can place your order. Get us a check for $150. You'll have your place in line. And when we get to production, we should be securing up our third-party certifications within the next 60 to 90 days. And at that time, we'll be releasing production and being able to send the systems out. Any homeowner can call their local plumber and hook up our system. But they can get their place in line right now at a 10% discounted cost. And that is refundable or applied to their purchase. We want to work with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think $150 is pretty nominal.
Not bad.
And they can get a system reserved.
All right.
Absolutely.
Doug Davis, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
GreyWater Recycling Systems,
You got it.
right here on Central Valley Talk.
Thank you again.